You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. Let's take a look at the Sabian Symbol imbued at the 12-degree Cancer new moon. The energies of this symbol are going to be influencing the energies for this entire 28-day cycle. The symbol is a hand with a prominent thumb held out for steady. This is referring to the energies of determination, analyzation, and I think discernment over the course of this period. There is going to be a determination and a confidence. There's going to be maybe an educative role in the discernment that is taking place. There's a lot of information online. There's a lot of information in the field. It is overwhelming. It is flooding us. This is a month, as have previous months been, but this looks like a very highlighted month to practice our discernment. Hi everyone. Welcome to July 2016. So I'm doing this a little bit differently this month. First of all, I wanted to be on camera a little bit more this month, back like I used to be. The other is it's here outside and it's a beautiful day. Sunday morning, Father's Day actually. So we're imbuing the energies a little bit with maybe an honoring of the divine masculine. Who knows? Maybe that was the reason why this wanted to happen. So I also wanted to thank everybody on camera to all the well wishes that I received. I'm certainly not alone. There's a lot of people whose body systems are activated by the energy shifts going on, and really the cellular and genetic shifts and changes and alterations that are activated within all of us right now. So indeed, shadows are coming up, karmic patterns coming up. It's been that way for many, many months now. And the bodies are feeling great fatigue and other things happening as a result of these shifts and changes that are just part of the natural evolutionary maturation process for humanity, for the collective. We're literally going from toddlerhood, really more adolescence, but in a way it almost feels like toddlers to teenagers. And I think for some people it's like that, but I think for the vast majority of the collective, it is a bit like we're adolescents, entitled, and we're ready to mature. At least life is ready for us to mature. We need to mature because it's done its run. The adolescent state of humanity has run its course, and now we are maturing, and that's part of the difficulty and the challenges, energetic and otherwise, with regards to the unfolding, the pressure to step up. And I've said that actually for a long time since I've started these scopes, but it really is the truth, and it is becoming exponential. And this year, it really is the year of freedom and alignment. I've said that forever. People are calling it different things, but ultimately this is a time of becoming freed from karmic patterns, not just for our life stream, but for all of our life streams, and not just for us, like our particular soul's journey and its combination as it relates to these other life streams that we're part of and participating in, but the collective. That's the pressure that so many of us know is at hand. That's the pressure that we feel because we get the bigger story of what is unfolding. So us healing self is inherently, as it always does, heals other. As within, so without. As above, so below. So when we shift, it shifts. When we shift, our perception shifts, and everything that we perceive thus shifts. That's just the way it works. That's the way consciousness works. So, yeah, but there's other things at play. There's a lot at play. The energies that are shifting and changing, raising, the frequency is raising, and thus things are becoming more and more transparent. So the solidity that was holding in heavier frequencies can't be hidden anymore. Thus, all the 12th house, past life, parallel life stuff coming up to the fore, right? So I won't go too much more into that. There'll be more coming from me, much more. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my cards because this month I'm going to do art and cards. We're going to do a little Andy Goldsworthy, working with nature, with at least with some Himalayan sea salts and some pebbles. Maybe some crystals too. I don't, we'll see what I have, but I'm going to gather a collection. So we do essentially a little bas relief of each sign, and we're going to use imagery. Again, we're all channels. We're all channels. So I encourage all of you to channel writing, art, drawing, whatever it is. But the fact is, we're always channeling, always, every day. So when we can tap in and we can make that connection, then when you put that charcoal on the art paper, or if you are working with natural elements, you know, even with geomancy, throwing sticks or bones or stones, which is not what I'm going to be doing for this cycle, but something similar. So I'm just going to be using natural elements and molding them in a drawing, essentially. So it's the same as using pencil on paper. So I'm excited to do that because I've, again, just like the previous month, I don't know how it's going to go, and I'm excited to see. But now I have my Carolyn Mace archetype cards, and so what I'm going to do, what's a little bit differently this month, is I am going to pull essentially the maturation. So what is it that's asking to be grown and attended to in your life during this month? First, I'm going to pull it first, and then we're going to see what comes. You know, what comes? What is it that wants to be X, Y, or Z? Whatever this card comes for you, and we'll pull the art and we'll pull the cards and we'll just see what the rest of the message is. Cancer. Okay, so let's tap into this Cancer new moon cycle for you, and which is a big new moon cycle for you. It's a big seeding point for what you'd want to bring anew for the month and for the year. So let's take a look and see what quality set, what aspect of self is asking to be attended to, seen, evolved, matured. Okay, so Cancer for the July 2016 new moon cycle. Cancer. Companion is coming up. So Cancer, let's move on to the next segment, and I'll talk about this card with the other art and card sections that also come up. Okay? Cancer, welcome. So let me tell you what we're doing here. So I've already begun shuffling for you, and we're going to continue. And then I'm going to cut the deck and set it aside. And then I'm going to pull the sea salt crystals as they wish to come forward, and the pebbles here, and essentially create form. So see what forms want to emerge. And we'll do that on this half of the divination table and the spread on this side, and then we'll do a holistic reading on all of it. So let's take a look. Cancer. So Cancer, what we're doing, to remind you, first of all, I'm using my Siri deck again. This is my personal 144 card deck. And what I'm doing is I'm tapping into the demographic, the Cancer demographic, and we're tuning in to see what is your evolutionary cycle over the course of this, your own new moon, the Cancer new moon cycle for 2016. So Cancer, what event, circumstance, or situation is likely to be coming forward for your demographic in your whole trajectory cycle? What's happening now to grow you, mature you? What is coming forward for Cancer? What event, circumstance, or situation? Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. So new birth is popping out. We're going to let that go back in, but we're making a note of that. Cancer. Okay, so Cancer, we will set that aside and let's see what wants to come for you. You know, Cancer, it feels like that's all that wants to come. Actually. That's all the stones. Okay, let me put this aside. Okay, lovelies, so let's pull your spread, and then we'll take a look at everything together. Okay. Cancer. Eliminate. Eliminate keeps coming up. So we'll talk about that. Eliminate and stop keep coming up. Okay, it's come up again and again and again. Gosh, I hope you can see the whole of this art. I'm going to just lift this up a little bit. There you go. You can see it. There. Okay. Ooh, pardon me. Very good. Okay, this is wonderful. Now, there's a few cards that have made a repeat appearance. One is play. The other, excuse me, the other is the eliminate card. So let's take a look. First of all, very excellent for you is something is going to evolve this month with play. So you're going to be catalyzed into evolving how it is you think about play, how much you engage in. There's going to be some energy that erupts through you that's going to provoke play, a playful attitude, dancing, getting together with friends, having celebrations. I mean, it is summertime in the Northern Hemisphere, but beyond that, beyond the opportunities for it, you're going to want it. I think that there's going to be more play in your life. So a lot of you out there are, especially those of you, I want to say, that have been more isolated, it might be that you're going to be able to really almost access the energy set of play. And this is interesting, so we'll talk about that in a second. I think, this is what I think for you, because the elimination card, which here the woman is burning leaves in the fall. So it's a voluntary purging of that which is dead and no longer is of use. So she's burning the leaves in the fall. Again, voluntary elimination. So there is a purging. Now this came up in the spiritual sector for you over the course of this cycle. So spiritually, it feels like you're going to release, because this is about releasing that which is complete, that which is dead, that which is ready to be transmuted in the fire into another energy form. Spiritually, dear Cancer, indeed, you are releasing, and it is going to open up this evolution to have more fun, which feels really, really, really good for you. Really. And look at this. By you eliminating, purging any karmic stories, any threads of toxicity that you hold, your own thoughts, your accountability for your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own life, there is going to be emotionally a healing, a radical healing that occurs that is going to create more emotional balance for a lot of you. This is a general reading, but this is the potentiality story that exists. This is the undercurrent of your evolutionary process, okay? So indeed, by eliminating that which doesn't serve, that which has had its use, but now it's complete, by you voluntarily releasing karmic binds, etc., toxic thoughts, etc., you are going to be spiritually, it's going to be like a weight lifted. You're going to be lightened up. Your load will be lightened, and indeed it's going to be emotionally healing, and it's going to create emotional balance for you. And look at this, Cancer. From mental confusion to bliss. Now, it could be that for some of you, you're going to have confusion about what makes you happy. It could be that for some of you, you just aren't clear really about what makes you ultimately very happy. However, what I'm kind of getting is that for a lot of you, it's going to be from confusion, from cloudiness, from a lack of clarity, to just accessing your bodily bliss, just accessing that which makes you feel in a sensation way, in a physical way, that which makes you feel good, aligned, high vibration. Beautiful. And there's something here too. I want to say that you're going to be getting out of the house. So a lot of you are going to be coming out. So, no home, leaving the home, coming out of the home. And that's going to be required if you're going to evolve your play. So it could be that for some of you, you have to evolve how you play, how you engage. But what it's going to take on your part in July is for you to leave your home, come out of the closet, come outdoors, engage with your neighbors, go to the summer events, the free jazz shows and other things that are going on. That feels really good. Now, for some of you, coming out of the house is going to be easier than for others of you. But you do want more play. If you are committed to yourself, if you can get to a place of real deep self-love, and you do the eliminations that need to come and, filter through, you're going to be in really good shape, Cancer. So let's take a look at this. First of all, I wanted to use the pink Himalayan sea salt for this. That does imbue the energies of pink, of love. And indeed, the rose quartz sphere came that wanted to be a part of this component. It almost is like a tree, but it certainly started to look like a trident, and it still looks like a trident. But it here at the bottom has a loop, a curve. It's very organic. And then it became almost a branch or a hand, something holding this emergence, this seed, this love. There is some love, some joy that is coming forward through your feelings, because the trident represents the sea, the ocean, water. And indeed, look what's happening with your emotions. There is a healing taking place, and it's activating balance. Okay? So that is this. The trident is water, and you are activating some seed of love that's going to come. Some healing, definitely. Definitely. Now, this is kind of interesting for me, because obviously it's a circle, but one side is quite thin, the other side is quite thick. It has a bit of a yin-yang feel to it, but it almost feels for me like this is the moon. So it could be that there's some event that occurs for you maybe around the full moon that's going to come about. I don't know the date, actually. I don't have my ephemeris. But in July's full moon, it could be that there's some significant event that does maybe give you wings to fly. These are mourning dove feathers. And I've not used these with any of the other signs yet. And there's 2 of them here. I have more, but 2 wanted to come. It could be that at the full moon that's coming up in the month of July, so during the course of this Cancer new moon cycle, which is, of course, your new moon, this is, in fact, a reemergence time for you. It's almost like you are indeed... And it could be that it's not the full moon. It's almost the symbol for the moon in astrology in a way, but it could very well be that at the crescent moon, at a crescent moon, either waxing or waning, you're going to have something occur, Cancer, that's going to enable you to fly, to release burdens, and to activate play, and to feel more healed and balanced. It's, again, I want to say it's like a weight lifted. That's really what I'm getting for you. Now look at the card that came up for you. So when I was out in the park, we pulled up Companion. Companion is what you're here to evolve over the course of this Cancer new moon cycle 2016. This has to do with evolving out of betrayal by misusing confidences or loss of personal identity. Now this has to do with toxic patterns and spiritual patterns that you hold as part of your soul print storyline, but that you are you're releasing. So this is about a personal loss of identity, a loss of personal identity. Could very well be that this weight is in fact going to be lifted. But guess what? You have to participate in this. It's not like life happens to you. You have to participate. And every week, every day, every moment that passes now, we're obligated to participate in a louder, more defined way. We have to take action. We can't just pray. That's not how it works. We have to actually participate in our own healing. We actually have to participate in our own clarity. We have to actually participate in our own eliminations, our own activation of play, our leaving the house, and balancing our emotions. We have to decide it and do it. It's not a matter of waiting for it to descend upon you. This is what's possible for you this month, but it does take you to activate it. But coming out of losing yourself in relationship, it's a little bit sunny there. So it's coming out of losing yourself in relationship, and it's moving into loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Okay? But this is not about giving of yourself to your demise, but it is about sharing of yourself. And it is about tenacity. See, loyalty and tenacity, it's almost like in order for you to be your own companion, be your own companion. Let the love emerge through you. Be the love. Be the bliss. Be the play. Do it, do it, do it, you know. Loyalty and tenacity. And unselfishness. So think holistically. Think about the whole. Think about how when you're healed, you inherently heal the whole. Beautiful Cancer. I mean, it does look like for a good portion of you, it's going to be a very powerful month. I really think so. Beautiful. So let's take a look. We'll move on to your Dakini and see what embodiment is going to be optimal for you to walk this month for you. Hi, everyone. Your I Ching micro story, a general energetic theme that's playing out for your particular sign, is listed on the card that you're reading now, as is your optimal goddess embodiment, the Dakini embodiment. Who are you to become to ride this June wave optimally? In order to save time this month, I'm just recording this once. And if you'd like, for those interested, because not everybody is, you are free to visit my website and go to the online library where you can find the information for both your I Ching and your Dakini. Okay, everyone. So that completes the alchemy scopes for this cycle, July 2016, our Cancer new moon cycle, which now the new moons are really aligning predominantly with the month, which is fantastic. So it's going to be a bit easier and more aligned for people to understand, you know, how these are running. But for any of you out there that are desiring one-on-one guidance, my website is below. There's a list of services. For those of you interested in understanding your soul's narratives, the storylines that live within, the storylines that were encoded within you to be healed, matured, and evolved, you as an aspect of consciousness, I have a package called the Who Am I package, and it involves the receipt of 2 different profiles, a video explaining the profiles, and a personal 90-minute one-on-one session with me. And I'm going to link that somewhere on the video and or below the video. So I invite, this really is a time for those of you interested in getting to know yourselves at a very deep, authentic level, but that is connected to the deeper realities of the strata of living systems, which is the storied archetypal symbolic realm. I invite you to reach out. And I also have one-on-one sessions. So for those of you interested in your own personal alchemy scope, I offer those. There's a list of services and products. So I want to thank you again so much for those of you that sent me well wishes during the last couple months. It's been meaningful, and I really appreciate it. And I so see and honor the processes happening within each of you as well. So we're all riding the wave, and we're all working through our processes. And it really is a hero's journey. There's just nothing else to say about it. This is a hero's journey. So you're doing a fabulous job. Let July and let the rest of this summer have the remnants of this mutable Grand Cross activations and the Grand Earth Trine. Let it mutate you so that it allows you to free your mind, free the resistance so that you can go with the flow. Going with the flow is the answer. But also being discerning and also owning your power. So there's like 3 various components to this process as we remember and remind this state of our wholeness, our whole soul, where we're going, who we are, and what we're here to do. It's a big storyline that we're working. So I'm sending you lots of love and infinite support. I'll talk to you next month.